Welcome to Spiritually Imperfect, the show where the metaphysical meets the practical. This is your space to explore the mysteries of the universe, embrace spiritual growth, and connect with the energies all around us. No one spiritual journey is perfect, but that's the beauty of it. Hosts Mike and Jen bring their unique blend of perspective, humor, and heartfelt nature to every episode. Whether encouraging, facilitating readings, or diving into exploring mediumship, energy healing, or searching for clarity, Spiritually Imperfect is a place to where discussions of the collective experiences that we all share comes to the surface. Now, here are your hosts of Spiritually Imperfect, Michael Christopher and Jennifer Lee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. Here we are again on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Got to keep everybody on their toes. We don't want to keep a steady schedule.
Have to. But next week, we'll be back on Wednesdays.
Yep, for 1 week or 2 weeks. We'll see.
However long we feel like it, right?
That's right. So good morning to everybody out there, or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be.
CJ, I see you there. Hello.
All right, we have CJ in the house. That's it. All right. Thanks for joining us, CJ. You're getting all of our attention today. Oh, there's KB.
There's KB. Marie. Hello, Marie. It's nice to see you. I feel like, is it late where you are, Marie? I feel like it's the middle of the night for her. We're pretty late. Good morning, Karen.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Shannon.
Hello, Shannon.
So I'm back to old school. I got my plug-in earphones. I have to order these from Amazon, of course, so you can't find them anywhere else.
Jillian, good morning.
I was using those earbuds, and for some reason, like on Zoom, I can't control the volume, so you have to search around. It was just no. I'm like, I need simple. Working, huh? I need simple plug and play.
How did the week treat you, Michael? Was it better than the week before with the energy? It was for me anyway.
I don't even know what day it is right now. So
what day it is?
I think I'm doing better.
It's the 16th of September.
Thought it was August. Nope.
No.
So Marie says it's 1800. Oh, okay. So 6 o'clock in the evening there.
Oh, okay. So it's not that late.
So for once, well, we don't have a topic. So I'll see if anything comes to mind as we say hello to everybody. But does anybody have questions about anything? Again, the whole premise of our show is to kind of give you all of you out there a platform to talk about, whatever comes to mind. If you've had experiences, if you have questions about your own, journey, pretty much everything's on the table. We try our best to answer questions. I know it may come as a shock that we don't know everything. At least I can speak for myself.
Same.
I mean, it's when you think you know something, then you realize you don't. And things are always changing.
Right. So we could talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about the journey and how it is never, ever, ever linear. How it goes like this. And that's okay. That's okay. That's part of it. Right, Michael? I talk to a lot of people who they're confused or they're concerned about the fact that everything was going good, right? And then like a glitch happened or something happened. And now they feel like they're doing this. That's part of the journey. Mm-hmm. That is part of the journey. And what you do as you go along, because that never goes away. It never goes away.
No.
And so the idea, at least for me, is to take what I've learned, and each kind of turnover or each dip doesn't hit as hard, right? Because we have learned how to manage it. We've learned how to trust. We've learned how to speak to God, the universe, source, and help us through that. We've learned to trust. That doesn't mean that it's not difficult. That doesn't mean, that it's not hard. It just means we take what we learned, we apply it, we level up a little bit. So the next time those dips hit, we handle them even better. So that is just part of the journey. It's not from here to here and you're done.
Oh God, no. Oh,
Not at all.
no, not easy.
Evelyn, hi, Amy.
So Jillian, I want to answer your question. So Jillian says her mother passed away when she was 10, and she wants to know, would she know who I am at 42 and look up and how she, I cannot talk today. Would she know who I am since I am 42 and look older, obviously? So I always state that I can give you my opinion and the theory and what I've learned. I never want to say everything's like black and white. Yes, absolutely. So my feeling, not only, and I should start with my feeling based on my experience in communicating with spirit, research over the last couple decades. So my belief is that your family, your friends on the other side are here. This is not a separate space, okay? They're just at a different vibration where we can't see them. They are definitely here. We can feel them. So they follow your journey through the physical life. Are they there every second, every moment? No. I mean, there's no time on the other side, so it's a different concept.
Right.
And this is what my guides are dropping in as I'm talking. So we have to remember that we are energetic light beings. This body is just temporary. So what they're showing me, and I've also read this, so it's kind of validation. They see us who we are at the core of our soul. So yes, they're aware of our physical being, but it's more of they know us by our light, our energy. It's different. And I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I want to just keep rolling with this. The other thing they're reminding me of is that a majority of your soul is still on the other side. If you want to put it into mathematical percentages, we'll say 90% of your soul is on the other side, 10% is here with your physical body. So I know that's a long drawn out answer, but that's kind of how the concept is for me. This is how I envision it. And yes, they're definitely aware of everything we are going through in our physical life. So they do know. Wow, that was a long answer. Just rolling with it.
Yes, they do. They do, but it's in a different way, right? Because when we think or we ask questions or we speak, it's from this body, right? We have a different perspective. So yes, they know, just maybe not in the way that we perceive that they do.
Exactly. And Maria's asking, I want to know about my parents. Are they happy? I miss them so much. I have never had a spirit come through and say they're not happy on the other side. We have to remember also that that's our true home. That's where we come from. That's where we go back to. This is how I envision the physical life. This is a play. We're all taking a role in this play, right? There's the belief that we set up certain challenges, obstacles, goals that we want to achieve while we're here in this physical life. So if you look at it like we're just taking on a role in a play, this is a character. This isn't truly who we are. I'm not, and I know this is going deep again, but I'm Michael in this play. All right. So this is just a fraction of my soul experiencing this lifetime
as Michael.
To further develop my soul and learn lessons. So if you think about it like that, when we pass, we're done with that play and we're back to who we truly are.
Good morning, Evelyn. And let's see, who else did I see on there? I just want to say hello really quick to everybody that is joining us. There's Whitney, Cheyenne, Brenda, Jeanette, and I saw Kathy on there. Yeah, the comments are going by pretty quickly. So thank you for joining us. We see you guys.
And of course, as soon as I start, my nose starts running. Good morning, everybody. Lots of good questions. And Evelyn's asking, I heard the terminology oversoul. Yes, that's my belief that that is just another term for your higher self.
Good morning, Laura. So if anybody has any topics that you want to talk about, or any questions about your own journey, what you're experiencing, pop it in there, and we'll talk about it.
So if anybody, this is a selfless shelf. I got it. I cannot talk today. A shameless plug. People have been asking me if I'm going to teach again. Yes, I am. So there's information out. I got to put it on my website. I keep forgetting that I have a website, but the information's on my Facebook page. I will move it over to my website. It just describes, it gives you an overview of my process.
And actually, that sounds like a really, I did look at that. Sounds like a really cool class, and the price is amazing.
Yeah, so, only $2,500. So it's pretty affordable.
It's pretty affordable. You got this.
It is not $2,500.
No, not even close.
And for I want to go into an infomercial. But
okay,
wait, there's more.
There's more. I want to talk about Alexa's question. Do our loved ones miss us? Again, not in the same way that we miss them, because they are connected. That's a hard one. I hate telling people their loved ones don't miss them, but they literally, like Michael said, they are not far away. They're right here. And they are present. They do understand our journey. They are along for that journey. Again, not all of the time. And so they don't miss us in the same way we miss them. We miss their physical presence. But they are, and see, that gives me chills to talk about it. I feel spirit when I talk about that. So again, not in the way we perceive missing someone. Because again, they are aware, they are guiding, they're there. Of course, I've had spirit come through and say that they miss some of the things in the physical with their loved one. But again, it's in a different way. Do you understand that, Michael? Did that even make sense to anyone?
No, it does, because that's how it is. They're here.
Yes, so they are here.
They're not missing you because they're here. And again, as I explained earlier, your soul, your higher self is still on the other side. So it's like they are still together. And they're watching us make all these silly mistakes that we make. And they're watching us go, look, she did this before. Watch, she's going to do it again. And laughing at us. So yes, they're always here.
Oh, you're welcome, Alexa. So I like the question that Susan is asking too. How do we get messages from pets? It's the very same way that we get messages from our loved ones. It's a little bit different vibration or frequency, but it's absolutely beautiful. You just have to sit. As we talk about this, there's a smaller black dog that's in my awareness. I don't know if you understand that, Susan, but back to the question, we really just sit and make that intention to connect with them and trust what is coming through.
And I always love it when pets come through, because people just lose their minds. They're like, you may be talking to somebody's dad or brother in spirit, and then a dog or a cat shows up and they're like, the heck with them. I want to talk to my dog.
So Susan, I love that. So you understand the dog that's in my awareness as we talk. That's exactly how you do it. Okay. You put in your awareness. So that's what I did with you. She is asking about pets, and immediately I see the small black dog. That's how you connect. And you're going to be able to connect with her. Hang on just a second. She's talking to me about sliding. I see her sliding, which is interesting. And it feels like a tile floor or a hard floor that she would slide on. Do you understand that? I don't know why she's showing me that. It's a happy thing, though.
Did she eat marshmallows?
I just hear the clicking and the sliding. Anyway, so just know that she is around. She does know you're thinking about her. That's why she comes. I don't know what that is that I'm seeing. Is the no for marshmallows or the sliding? I don't know what it is. But either way, just know that she does come through. She comes through as soon as you mention her. So know that she is around. Hang on just a sec. Do you have anything, Michael?
No, I got a dog here that's showing me that they would eat marshmallows. So this may be somebody else's dog.
Could be. Yeah, our pets, I get it, Susan. I just lost my little dog a few months ago, and boy, I get it. They just have this way, like crawling into our hearts, and boy, they don't leave. Their animals are the best. Yes, Jillian, I do. This is how signs happen. I got the mail the other day, and there was a sample card of my mom's perfume in there. Do you think that was a sign from her? Absolutely. Anything like that? That brings them back to you for just a moment, right? And you remember it, you smell it, that's definitely a sign.
I don't know.
Eva.
I don't see a breed. This dog is showing me they eat marshmallows. So if you have a dog that eats marshmallows or used to eat marshmallows, someone's pet is here showing me that they would eat marshmallows. And the name Sam keeps coming up over again. Sam, Sammy. I'm just throwing out what I'm getting. So if it fits, great. If not, we'll move on.
What about people who passed on we didn't get along with? I'm not sure. Go ahead, Michael.
They don't carry that on the other side. Again,
no, that's gone.
It's just a human experience that they're having. And that's a very common message, when I channel, especially if towards the end, people were not getting along. It's usually one of the messages come through to the other side that it's like, let it go, because here we have egos, we're stubborn, people hold on to things. But then once we cross, it's kind of like they see the big picture, the perspective from there and how silly that argument was or the situation. So they don't carry that.
Yeah. And that's the perspective, right? The soul perspective, the human perspective. I explain it to people like this. Imagine a bird, right? I'm looking at something from my perspective, and what I can see right here, a bird can see it very differently, can see things that I can't see, can see the whole picture standing in the very same spot, right? Because they're higher, they're different. So it's different perspectives. I could even say this. I could stand somewhere with Michael. We could be looking at the same thing. He would see something very different than I was seeing, right? So it's about perspective. And when you get the whole picture, a lot of that, it falls away because it is silly and it doesn't matter in the big picture of things.
And good morning to everybody just joining us. We appreciate you being here. Right now, we're just having a discussion based on questions in the chat. So if you have questions, go ahead and throw them in. We might not be able to get to all of them, but we will definitely try. And Jeanette, I know, that's the thing about these shows. You got to Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't, based on what we have going on in the moment. And this is only an hour, so our time is very limited. Again, this is not a plug for you to book a reading, and not necessarily even with me. But that's the only way to guarantee you're going to get a reading. And it's going to be more in depth than what you would ever receive here in just, a couple minutes. And I see a lot of people ask that, so I would just recommend researching and searching out a medium and having a session. Morning, Crystal.
I want to go back to Whitney's, her last, yes. I've also heard that our vibration attracts them as well. The higher the vibration, the more you can connect. True. Yes, actually, we have to be in a good place to be able to connect, right? Which automatically raises our vibration. When, if I'm having an off week, or I'm feeling down or really low about something and I can't bring myself to a good place, it's not the best time for me to read. I do need to be I don't know that it attracts them, but it does make it to where we can quiet our inner, our inner voice, and we can sit and we can hear. So I don't use the same terminology, but I do understand what you're asking. So yes.
And mine differs. My opinion on that kind of differs, because I've been very tired, and it's weird. Sometimes when I'm extremely tired, the sessions are better, which is weird.
I have had that.
So again, for me, it's a mindset. Your soul communicates with spirit 24/7 if you would allow it to. If I'm in a bad mood, if I'm sick, I can still talk to another person.
Yes.
So again, it's just, the vibration thing is a controversial subject in my mind, because I see people preach this. You have to be in a higher vibration to be able to communicate. No, I've seen people try, and it's like, well, what do you mean by that? And sometimes that confuses people about, how do I get in a higher vibration? My opinion is your vibration is exactly where it needs to be at all times. Your human, on the other hand, energy-wise, might not be the best, but I believe that it's just, okay, I just don't feel like doing a reading right now. It's not that I can't. It's just
Right.
me, Michael, I'm like, nah, I'd rather not right now.
Yes, and you're correct. You're correct in that. You can connect at any time. I just, for me, when I'm not feeling the best, I can still connect.
Yeah.
However, I choose not to.
But I've seen people try to force their vibration. It feels like they're going to take a poop at one point. It's like, they're forcing it. I'm trying to raise my vibration and raise it. I'm like, no.
No, it doesn't go like that. It's part of that journey. It's part of that learning. I think, well, and you said it actually really well. Your vibration is exactly where it's supposed to be, where you are, like along the journey.
Yeah. So some people might look at me and go, I don't like that guy. I'm not going to talk to him. Yes, there's no forcing in this.
No forcing, exactly.
No. It's just like anything else. You have to surrender. And there's a lot of theories and a lot of mindsets about this work and the concepts. And again, it's just feeling out what makes sense to you. A lot of stuff that I was taught very early on, right from the start, didn't make sense to me. And again, this is my opinion, and I'll share it because some people might get something out of it. From day one, I was told I needed to meditate in order to talk to spirit. And at first, I went along with it because I didn't really know any better. And after just a few short weeks, I'm like, this isn't working for me. I'm very impatient. Why do I have to meditate for 20, 30 minutes before reading? No. And then I proved to myself I didn't need to. I sat down for a reading and just went. And guess what? Spirit was there. So I taught myself a lesson right then and there that they're here. Yes, just me sitting down and connecting, and here we go. Not saying don't meditate. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's all your mindset and what your belief is.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Do you meditate, Michael? I know
No.
you don't before a session, but do you do it at all?
I have not purposely sat down to meditate, and I don't know how long.
Do you sit in the power?
No.
I'm just very, very curious. That's all.
I used to, and again, it's just your belief. And for
Right.
me, meditation is beating the snot out of my drums or
Yeah, there are
just
definitely
being in the
other ways.
moment.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be the traditional
Yeah.
meditation, not at all.
Yep. Just doing normal
So you do
things.
on the
Yeah.
motorcycle,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
With the drums.
Because I just can't. I don't like to. I'll just say that. I just don't like to. Maybe because I don't like being alone with myself in my head. It's a really scary place. So
I do about 10 minutes every day, but I was telling you something interesting happened to me. I don't know, it was 3 or 4 days ago. I went to just do my like 10-minute, just kind of calm down thing. And I sat for an hour. It was wild. I just hit some kind of weird zone.
I'd fall asleep.
And I just sat, and it was beautiful. I could never force that though, because if I went to go, I'm going to meditate for an hour, my whole mind would be like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And I'd be done in just a couple minutes, right? But I
You'd
just,
be hearing the safety dance in your head over and over and
yes,
over because it's like, no, stop. Yeah. Again, meditation, just like everything else, is a tool. Yes, it can help you calm your mind, and there's tons of other benefits to it. It's just that's my opinion of it. Like I said, I have fallen asleep. I woke up like all slumped over, going, "Well, there goes an hour I'll never get back." But it was a nice nap.
So I want to answer Evelyn's question. She said, everyone has to figure out what works for them. Please elaborate. Sitting in the power as opposed to regular centered meditating. So sitting in the power is really is sitting in your personal power. It's blending with spirit and just sitting with spirit, with the higher power. We're not asking for messages. We're nothing. We're not looking for messages. We are simply just sitting there with spirit. There is if you look on YouTube, there's a lot of guided meditations that can kind of walk you through it, but it's really about visualizing the light. It's about filling yourself with light, letting it expand, and letting the light of the universe, God, spirit, again, whatever you want to call it, join. And you sit there in that. You just sit there.
It's kind of reminding yourself who you are. You are a spiritual being, a soul.
Yes.
And it's sitting with your soul and just remembering this is who I truly am. Yeah. I'm not this body. I'm not this mind. I'm a soul. You know?
Yeah, and if you do, again, if you hop on YouTube, there are a couple of them that will just kind of like walk you right through the process.
I used to get so confused because for like years, because I studied with Andy Bing, who's over in the UK, and everybody was talking about sitting in the power. I'm like, what the hell do they mean? And nobody explained it, so I would just play along like, okay. And he'd be like, okay, you're gonna envision this white light in your chest, and every time you breathe, it kind of gets bigger and bigger, and eventually just lights up your body. And as you breathe more, that light is expanding, and you envision it expanding out beyond your being, your home, wherever you are, and out into the universe. So that's half of it, and then the other half is connecting with source.
Right.
That's the way I was like, okay, that makes sense.
That's what I was saying, right? Then you connect, and then you sit in that power. Yes. And again, there's no the idea of sitting in the power is just to sit there, like Michael said, and be reminded of that power, be reminded of that light. It is not asking for messages. It's not looking for anything like that. If you go into sitting in the power with that intention, it takes away. It really is just learning how to sit in that, remembering. Evelyn said it really good, like being grounded with yourself. And Eva says, just listen to some nice calm music is working fine with me. And I'm with you on that too. I love to just put on music, different for just what, you know what, you can hear any kind of, any genre of music in my house at any given time. Really, because sometimes I need to cry it out. Sometimes I need to rap it out. Like, it just depends. Whatever I want to do, rock it out.
Yesterday was 70s. How I go out and Sheila had 70s music playing
Yeah,
on
right.
YouTube,
It
and
just
I'm like,
depends. Music's the best.
someone asked too, can I ask my guides to help me raise my vibration? I'm going to give you my opinion. This goes along with what we're talking about, your power and not giving it away, not depending on something or someone else. You don't need your guides to help you raise your vibration. Your vibration is where it's supposed to be right now at any given moment. So again, I've seen, and the reason I'm talking about this is because I've seen people get so frustrated with, I can't seem to raise my vibration. How can I do this? And they try and they try, and it's like, again, my opinion, based on my experience, your vibration is exactly where it needs to be. Don't get in your head about that.
See,
Other people will have different opinions on that, and that's fine.
I also feel like just doing the things we do every day. We were just talking about listening to music that can help raise your vibration, right? Go for a walk. Just the things that we do every single day. We do them in, we do them in gratitude, and we do them with positivity. That itself, sitting with your friends. You know what? I sat the other night and played Yahtzee for 2 hours. It was awesome. And I know it raised my vibration. I laughed. It was fun. Things like that. It doesn't have to be difficult. It really is not.
My guys are like knocking on my head. It's like, don't confuse your mood with your vibration. Those are two separate things.
Yes, they are.
So I think it's important to just keep that in mind. Your vibration and your mood, keep them separate.
Yes.
Your soul is perfect. Your body, your mind,
maybe
may not be.
Yeah, Whitney, it really is not, it is not complicated. We were saying the other day, we were talking about this, Michael, it's the easiest thing is to connect with spirit. It's also the hardest. And that is in our own trust and faith within ourselves.
Yeah. It's easy to complicate. It really is. But if you, again, believe that you're a soul, and this was always my mindset. It's like, I'm a soul. I just happen to be I just happen to be using this body right now. So if my soul, its natural environment is spirit, they communicate telepathically, right? Because we don't have a physical body. So why am I making this so difficult? Yes, they have to somehow, the soul communicates with my soul, but then somewhere there has to be a connect for it to get in here, for me to communicate it physically. That's where the disconnects can happen. That's where the trust comes in. I've said it before, once you get to the point in your mediumship or psychic work to where you can just speak about what you're experiencing, that's like going to be a big, big breakthrough for you. Because the moment you'll never master this, I don't believe. Some people do. But the moment you can just like say to yourself, I don't care what comes through, I'm going to say it. I don't care. These aren't my messages. I feel I need to say X, Y, Z. Are you going to get it right all the time? No, no one does. But the more you can embrace that concept that, no, I'm going to make mistakes. There's always going to be mistakes in translation. It's just like if an interpreter translated Japanese to English, there's going to be some things that just don't have the words in their language to communicate that thought into English. It's the same thing with spirit. It's all energy. And my guides are like, get me to pay attention right now. there's some things in spirit that cannot translate into English language or into physical language. So they do their best to get us to just understand the concept to say this. So again, we just do the best we can.
I got to pick up my cards. I dropped half of them.
What's the first one you pick up? That's for Jess. That card that you picking up right now, that's for Jess. I feel it.
It's weird though. I dropped them, but I don't know where they are. Isn't that weird? Okay. I know I dropped them. I don't see them on the floor and I'm not crawling under the desk. So that's where we're at. Hello, Ty.
Hello, Kelly. Energy. That's the only thing I can talk about. I don't know.
Evelyn says, spirit can only work with what person's experiences are from my observation. And that's absolutely correct. So when spirit messages come through, right, we are literally translating energetic impressions. It has to go through our human mind. It has to. Michael may see the same thing that I'm seeing, and he, based on his experiences, right, he may see it a little, his message may be a little bit different. He may see it a little bit different. It's all that perspective again, but absolutely. Spirit can only work with what a person's experiences are. They will often, because of that, I could be reading and I could see something that I know what it is. It might be personal to me. It might be my grandma, right? And I know in that moment they are showing me my grandma because that is my experience with a grandma that is in the spirit world that was a lot like my grandma. That's how they can kind of get things across. I've had spirit use things in my own office, bring my attention to something, and I will pick it up. I will bring it or show it or speak about it to my sitter, and they understand it. So absolutely, they have to use my own experiences.
Yeah, I've seen things in your office that have caught my attention and made me go, what the?
Hey, my office is its own vibe. Leave it alone.
I got to go back to Kelly's question. Kelly Crosby. As my guys are like, don't take the easy way out. So we're back to the vibration thing. So they're like, look, your vibration is your signature. Okay. You as a soul, your vibe attracts your tribe is like, that's what they're showing me. So your vibration is your personality, you as a soul. It's your signature, if you will, if that makes sense. I'm just saying what they're showing me. It's just like I'm Mike here. That's how I identify my physical being. This is who I am.
Right.
In a soul, your vibration is your print, your identity. Again, that's just what's coming through. This is not coming from my mind. I'm not that clever.
So Debbie is saying, is it normal for readings to be up and down? It seems like I was better in the beginning. So here's something interesting that I noticed was as you read more and more and more, sometimes it just doesn't grab you like it did before. Like, I mean, it is always, I want to think of the best way to talk about this. You know how when we talk about reading in the beginning, we might get all the chills, we might get all of this stuff because we are still learning. The more we read, the more seasoned we become with reading, some of that goes away. And so it doesn't seem to us as readers, even I questioned that, like, what am I doing wrong? So are your readings down, or do they feel down because you're expecting more of yourself as time goes by? I know that I have left sessions before thinking that just was not my best. And my client is blown away. To my client, it was beautiful. It was lovely. It was everything that they needed. I'm more hard on myself than anybody else is. So keep that in mind, Debbie. But that being said, yes, it is kind of normal to have this, you know, this ebb and flow with our readings. Absolutely.
And Debbie, think about what you offer as far as the duration of your sessions as well. Some people can just do 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, the energy just seems to sink. And again, this is all, there's 3 parts to this. There's your energy, your sitter, and then there's spirit. I can tell you right now, spirit's never going to be off. Right? So it's maintaining the energy between you and your sitter. You can't let your sitter's energy affect your session. You're going to have some sitters that will sit there with their arms crossed and they're just looking at you like this. It's just how it goes. And at that point, you just have to kind of just, okay, acknowledge that, but just keep it's between you and the soul, the spirit, and your communication, and just relaying. Right? So there's a lot of things that can affect the session, but like Jennifer said, the energy, or I shouldn't say the energy, your mediumship is going to change throughout the years. It's just going to change. Like in the beginning, clairvoyance was number 1 for me. And then clairaudience. I don't even pay attention to clairs anymore at this point, because at this point, and this is fast forwarding, they all work together.
Correct.
Right? That's true clairsentience, is when everything comes together. So I don't think in the way of I'm receiving it this way. And I'll tell you why. Because in the beginning, I was really concentrating on my clairvoyance. Like I would pay attention to that. But I was ignoring everything else. So I would miss things. And then literally I would feel a change in my readings, to where I'd sit down to do a reading and I'm not seeing a thing. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And it wasn't what I was doing wrong. It was just that I was ignoring other facets of mediumship. I wasn't paying attention to the feeling. I wasn't paying attention to, I don't know where this is coming from, but I need to say this.
You were just waiting for the visual.
Yeah. And that's where I was wrong. So it's about opening up and being aware of everything that's coming through and experiencing it, whether you're feeling it, seeing it, hearing it, smelling it. This just comes with experiencing mediumship and working with it and practicing it and just being open. Because I'll tell you, the spirit will change it up, because they always want you to progress. They don't want you to be stagnant, reach a plateau and like, nope, this is where I'm staying. It's always evolving.
I'm gonna look at the
CJ has a good question. People say the veil is thin this time of year. Truth to this? No. Here's why. Halloween, I hear this every year. The veil is thin on Halloween. This is just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. The reason people have that perception of the veil thinning is because that time of year, what's in your mind, right? Everybody is open to it. Open to the possibility that spirit communicates on Halloween. Like it's just that time of year. Right there is the answer. Everybody's focus and intention is on communicating with spirit, because now it's acceptable because it's Halloween. So it's not that it's thinner that day. It's just, you just opened your mind to the possibility of, hey, I can communicate with spirit easier on Halloween. No, it's the same like right now. If you had that same thought today, there's the intention. It's you're allowing yourself to believe that it's possible. That's the only difference.
Right. It's the same with the full moon and all of that stuff. It really is in our intention.
Hope that makes sense. But that's how it made sense to me, because I think a lot. And I'm like, no, you got to separate the human from your soul. Your soul can communicate anytime it wants to, and it does continually, especially with your higher self and your guides. That voice in your head, most of the time, that's your guide or your higher self.
Evelyn says, thank you for explaining this. Hello, Lyra.
Oh, thank you. And I'm glad it's making sense. Again, I just spout my opinions and how my mind works and how my mind just tries to conceptualize what this is. So again, it's just another perspective, and it's important to, to read a lot, taking other people's perspectives and just what resonates with you. The things that I'm talking about, I've either read it, heard it, examined it for myself, sat and thought about it. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Halloween, yeah, everybody's open to it. So that's probably why they believe. Can you imagine all the energy? Because there's a lot of people that day
for sure.
that think about it. So it's like, wow, spirit world's like, here's our chance to get in because they're thinking about this. And that's all it is. To communicate with spirit, you think of the spirit world. You're connected. Because you're psychic, CJ. That's why.
Why did I know you were going to say that? Hello, Erica.
Debbie, it is normal. And again, this is my perspective because I've experienced this.
Yes.
With my brothers and my sister. In the beginning, my sister, I would literally feel her like all the time, especially when I was doing readings because, she started this for me. She's the one that came in and kind of opened things up for me. But as time goes by, it's kind of like they pull back in a way, not to hurt us, but to help us. It's kind of like they feel like, okay, he's okay. He doesn't depend on me. He doesn't need me as much as he did in the beginning. She there? Yes, absolutely. But it's kind of like, it's like weaning me off of I depend on her. No, now it's like I have to depend on myself and my abilities. So it's not that they're not there. It's almost to help us in our healing journey to realize that they're still there. They're okay.
Yes.
This is my time. I have to work on myself. And it's kind of like, if you want to say tough love, but I wouldn't go that strong. But it's kind of like you need to find a way to go forward with your physical life and experience what you came here to experience.
Jennifer. Okay, I see a comment from Jennifer. How can you help others in a positive way to change their way of thinking if it's harming others when they don't perceive you to be a light? The answer is you cannot. You absolutely, you can't. And I feel, I always say it's not my job to convince anybody. I have no desire to. And you can just burn yourself out trying to change other people's way of thinking. They have to change their own way of thinking. And I get where you're saying if it's harming others. Sometimes there's nothing, absolutely nothing we could do. The best thing that we can do is just walk away from the situation. Honestly, again, we can't change anyone's way of thinking, and we are not here to do that. That's my opinion. I don't know what's yours, Michael.
Same. And it's boundaries.
It is.
Yeah, it's tough when it's family, but it's like, is it draining you? Is it making your life miserable? Then it comes down to a choice. Either you stay in that misery or you choose to back away from it. Again, right. Life is about choices. And
here's the thing. You don't have to convince anyone that you're a light. You are a light.
Oh, hell no.
Don't spend your time convincing somebody that can't see it. Let them go. And I know that it's hard when it's family. I know it's hard when it's people that you love. But here's the thing. You don't have to convince anyone of your light. You just are. Okay?
It's the same thing when people that have these, which we all have these abilities, that choose to work with them. A lot of people struggle with the religious belief, right? And again, there's no right, wrong answer. There's no one that's going to tell you what to do. It's a choice for you. It's like, here's the choice. I can stay in the comfort of my religion and cast this aside, or is this, how important is your mediumship and your metaphysical abilities? Do you get joy in helping other people? It just comes down to which one do you choose. Some people choose both, and that's absolutely okay. It's just, that's the choice you need to make, and nobody can make it for you. And just like Jennifer said, maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe it's because I've been through some shit like we all have. And it just comes to a point where, like, screw everybody else. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I don't care what they think. And it's hard when you're younger and you still want friends. Because when you get older, you don't want friends. You
Yeah.
don't want new friends.
And when you do your own thing, you don't have many either. So, but you
There's
know
a
what?
reason.
Great. No, Jennifer, can I pull one of these? I have an Angel's Wisdom Oracle deck. Can I pull one of these cards for you?
Hello, Katie.
I feel like it's going to be yes, because Jennifer does cards herself. But I'm really drawn to pull one of these for you. That's the one.
Everybody thank Katie. Katie's the one that's been bugging me nonstop to teach a class.
Okay. So, interesting. We were just talking about this. This says take a step. I don't know if you guys can see this. Take a step. I put action behind my goals every single day. You need to let go of any doubts and fears and step out of your comfort zone. Your angels are supporting you and leading you in the right direction. Accept their help and enjoy this moment in your life. So here's just, I feel like this is just a little bit more validation from you. I want to add to this. It says, take a step. I want to say, take a step away. Like just take a step away and do what you need to do for you. I know you do, honey, and you do a very good job of it.
And the thing is, you know, and I'm sure anybody that's been around mediumship, psychic work, we've all seen the same thing. You know, it's like it's hard, but it's almost like you're going to find a new family or a new group that you do fit in with. And that's the purpose, again, of this show. It's to connect people with the same beliefs. You know, wherever you are in your journey, these type shows on this network, that's a huge purpose of this network, is to bring people together that, because unfortunately, a lot of people that choose to walk in this direction do not get the support from their friends, family.
Right.
You know, we've all had to make that choice with somebody in our circle. And again, it came down to, well, this is important to me. I see the difference or the impact I have on someone's life when I do a reading for them. So again, it came down to, am I going to let criticism from people that don't know what my life is like, am I going to allow them to stop me from making a difference in someone's life tomorrow? Absolutely. And that's what keeps me going. It's the why am I doing this? I know why I'm doing this. And you really have to know why you're choosing to do this, because that's the only thing that's going to keep you going. This is a tough road.
It's brutal sometimes too. I mean,
it's like
it really is.
I mean, for the dudes in here getting kicked in the nuts over and over every day, that's kind of what it's like. All right, maybe not that extreme.
Not quite that bad, Michael.
But you're going to get kicked and you're going to go, why am I doing this? And then you're going to remember why. It's because I choose to help people.
Yes. Yes. And I know that you, Michael, and I both have huge testimony as that it does help. It does help. And I know that sometimes I am overwhelmed with some of the messages that I receive after readings, and watching people that have come to see me leave with some peace in their heart. Like there's just, it is rewarding. It is gratifying. And I believe in this work 100%, 100%. And those people that, you know, and yes, I had to walk my own path, and I did have to leave. I did have to leave some people behind. But that's because my faith is that strong in the work that I do.
And that's just life. People are going to come and go. And it's
Yes.
Again, it's the surrendering and letting just life ebb and flow.
Yes, we will.
Again, you can't control everything. You can't keep people in your life that aren't meant to be there. It hurts. There's a lot of pain in that, but again, it's just, that's the way it is. And, you know, I've said it before, you have to be a little bit on the batshit crazy side to walk this path. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You have to be a little like touched upstairs to go.
That's why I'm qualified.
But I embrace the batshit crazy part of who I am, and I'm happy with that.
That's right. And we have to. And there is a place for it in this work. So it all works out. It all works out. Right, Jen? I wouldn't either.
Yes, Katie.
I wouldn't either. And I promise you, the people that fall off along the way will be replaced by people. Will be replaced by people that understand the journey, that will walk it with you or walk it beside you or whatever it is. So, yes, there is pain in the people that fall off. That is very temporary. And I promise you that the universe will replace them with people that will support you and walk with you, walk beside you on this journey. And that makes it all worth it.
And the thing is too, don't lose yourself. Don't think that you have to change, because you don't. I've had this, it wasn't even a debate. It was a statement with my guides when this all started. And I finally started to embrace that this is who I am. I'm very sarcastic. That's just me.
You are?
But I yeah, a little bit. But I looked at my guys and I was like, just remember, as we go forward, you fuckers picked me. Excuse my language. You know what you're getting. All right. I eat meat. I drink beer. I cannot use proper English. Should have paid attention more in school. How I made it through college, I still don't know. But just remember, you picked me. This awkward, whatever this is,
but
you picked me.
Look at the name of our show, Michael. There's a reason for that. There is a reason for that, right? Because somebody said earlier that spirit can only work with us through our own experiences, right? We got to have a whole bunch. Right? We got to have different people from different walks of life. Like, there is not, and this is something I said to somebody one time. They told me I didn't look like a medium. So I don't know what a medium looks like. We come in all different, right? Isn't that strange?
I've had that too. It's like, you don't look like a medium. I'm like, what am I supposed to look like? You want me to get out the little headdress and the beads and all that?
That's what I want to know.
I can do that, but
what does a medium look like?
Right here.
Every single one of us, every single person has the ability to be able to do it. So, but yeah, we come from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds.
That's right. Wizard hat and a staff.
Wizard hat and a staff. He does have a wig, though. We have seen that a couple times. Oh my God, don't.
It's down there somewhere.
Oh my word.
Maybe for Halloween. But
no.
But no, I've appreciated this conversation today.
Yes, it's been nice.
The questions have been great.
Have been.
I know we didn't do many readings today, but sometimes this is what it's about.
Yes.
I think we're both on the same page with, we just go with the flow. Sometimes this is what people need. We have to have these kind of conversations again, because and I'm very thankful that you trust us enough to share your experiences and your questions with us. And again, we just give you answers based on our opinions, our experience, and you take it for what it's worth. If it resonates, great. But I encourage you to just keep digging, and looking for your own answers and find what resonates with you. There is so much information out there, And
here's the other thing is I want to encourage you not to drive yourself crazy if there's something that an instructor has told you, a teacher, something in a book by somebody that's renowned. If it does not resonate with you, it's okay. It's okay. Just move it to the side and go with what does. You will find your own way. You will find what works for you. And that's really what matters. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to like the afterlife, none of us actually know. We are all going off of our experiences, right?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
what I'm
knows.
saying. So if something doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Just because a certain person said it doesn't matter. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you.
You know, here we go, another
And you don't
tangent
have to worry about it.
with teachers. This is going to rub somebody the wrong way. I know it, but I don't care.
Is it going to be me?
No. You're going to have teachers on all levels. You're going to have the famous teachers, famous mediums. Remember, they're no different than us. They're teaching from their experiences that they've had. They're going to give you the tools to work with. I would caution everybody just not to put anybody on a pedestal as far as, don't try to emulate people that are already out there. I quit a course 4 months into a year-long course with a person that I paid a lot of money with because somebody convinced me this famous medium and teacher was, the greatest thing since sliced bread. 4 months into it, I'm like, I was so freaking pissed off. I just could not continue on because this person's view and mine were completely different. And all it was doing was frustrating me. And that was a lesson for me. It's like, you got to walk away because something doesn't resonate, walk away.
Yeah.
And
I
did.
left a class. I left a class as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because, if the teacher doesn't work for you, it's okay. Don't sit through weeks and weeks of a class that is not working for you. It's okay to get up and leave.
Your best teachers. Yeah. Your best teachers are your guides and your higher self. I 100% believe that. I have learned more from just sitting with spirit than I have from any human.
Yep.
And that's not a slam because these people that have walked this path can definitely give you ideas and thoughts and tools to use going forward. And again, it's a tool. Their techniques are tools.
You have to build that relationship with spirit yourself, and then you can apply the tools. So yeah, absolutely. Spirit is your best teacher.
Yeah. No class is ever going to make you a medium or a psychic. None. If you have that expectation going into a class, I don't care who's teaching it, you're going to be completely disappointed. Again, they're going to give you the tools, but it's your job to take those tools and now go practice it. I've seen people do it. They take this class and then 3 or 4 months later, you never hear from them again because they became frustrated that they weren't this medium after, taking this class. I'm like, you're not going to be. We're all still learning.
I've seen the opposite as well. I've seen people take a class and then hop on a live and never do it again because they weren't prepared. The class didn't prepare them to just be a medium. There's so much work. There's years and years. Michael, how long did you work with spirit before you actually kind of started letting people know and started charging and started doing sessions for people?
Don't use me as an example, but I did a group reading. I did a group reading 3 months after learning I was a medium because I got talked into it. This is just me. I just jump into stuff because I'm like, okay, why not? And that was a valuable lesson for me because I learned that there's never going to be this right moment.
Oh, no, there's not.
Right. So I didn't charge. I did this group reading, gallery reading. I expected 15 people and there was 35 or 40. I'm like, what did I just get myself into?
Oh my God.
But everybody knew that it was open from the beginning. This is the first time doing this. I don't know what's about to happen. I'm using this as a learning experience. We did collect money, but it went to the animal shelter. I've told the story before, but I kept doing that. I'm like, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's still uncomfortable, but it's that's a lesson I had to learn from the beginning. I'm never going to feel ready. It's never going to feel comfortable, at least not for me.
No.
But I had to just keep doing it and doing it and doing it because that's how I learn. So again, that's another piece of advice for you. Anybody who's doing this work, I'm sorry, I can probably say 99.9% right on this, that you're never going to feel like this is the moment. I'm ready to go.
No, you're not. No, you just have to go and
it's going to be uncomfortable. Just embrace that you're going to be nervous. You're going to have anxiety, at least for me. I got the
I
puke
do. I
bucket like
still
right
do.
here, because I know I'm going to need it at some point. But anyway, just do it. If you feel so strongly that this is something that you're supposed to do, just keep going. You'll know. Some people do it for a year and say, okay, that was a great experience. Time to walk away. I just don't feel it anymore.
Yeah.
You could be like me and want to quit every 6 months, but something will pull you back. You just got to go with what's in your soul. What pushes you to keep doing it, and pay attention to that. Never force it. Just go with what you feel.
What do you think, Michael?
I think a lot of things.
I know, but what? Never mind. That was a loaded question. What do you
Do I
think
think
about
the
wrapping
Yankees
up?
are going to win the World Series? Yes,
What do
I
you
do.
think about wrapping up the live? Do we want to do
I
it
think we
hard, or
should.
are we just good?
I think we should.
So we'll be back next week, Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. These 2 weeks have been a little crazy with schedules. So I appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah, and I appreciated the conversation today. It was awesome.
Yeah, this was great. I don't. Oh, Jess has a serious question.
Okay.
All right, Jess. We'll wait for your serious question. You too, Jess Walton.
Thank you, Jess.
Oh, hey, side note, Jess Walton and I are doing an online dem in October. The information's on my website. You can buy tickets. There's a plug for us. Because I'm teaching Jess to be uncomfortable too, because I'm pushing her
He's
to
good
get
at
out
that,
there.
Jess.
I think Jessica's probably still typing her question.
Thank you, Laura.
We're waiting like anxiously now for Jessica Lynn's serious question.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be like, should I have bacon, lettuce, and tomato for lunch? Or
Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. Nice seeing you here. Kelly and I were in a class together with Charlie Kelly almost 2 years ago now, I think it is.
It's been a minute, huh?
Time has flown by. There it is.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, she's keeping us hanging on. Where you give a reading and then something happens in your life that... What's next?
Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Debbie. Have a good day, Mish. Good day, Joe. We're waiting for part 2 of Jessica's question.
She's waiting for us to know what it is.
I think I know.
I think I do
there
too.
It is.
And then something happens in your life. No, I don't believe that. Personally, I don't believe that. So what are your thoughts, and has this ever happened to you where you give a reading and then something happens in your life, like sad and negative? Do you think it's doing something positive for someone and then the universe balancing it? I don't believe that. I feel like it's just life. Life happens. I don't feel like we do good things or bring positivity and then negativity comes up on us to balance that. I don't believe that at all. I think that sometimes, you know what, life just happens, and some of it is sad and some of it is not all positive. I don't believe that is karma for doing a reading. Absolutely, absolutely not. I do not believe that. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think you got to separate that. Your reading is your reading, and then what happens in your life is,
Right.
whatever the circumstance, whatever the reason that you're having to go through, whatever that is. But I would not try to join the two and try to connect them as, why am I doing this that feels so good? And then, I get a shit sandwich afterwards. It's like, no. That's just my opinion on that. But like Jennifer said, No, I think it's totally separate.
Yeah, I do too.
Hope that answers it, Jess, and gives you a little perspective. But yeah.
You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you, Shannon.
All right. Well, I guess we will say goodbye for today. And then, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Everybody have
11 a.m. Central, right?
11 a.m. Central. Yeah, Jess.
I know what time it is.
Yep. I think too much about it. Yeah, we can all get in our heads and try to overanalyze stuff. Welcome to the human. But yeah, I
absolutely.
No. So, all right. Good day, everybody.
See ya.